badly that he's willing to risk his life to achieve it. And where that goes wrong is that if the character doesn't adhere to his motive in every single scene, the audience won't understand why he's behaving the way he's behaving. And therefore, they will be confused, they won't be with the character, and therefore they won't be with the story, and they'll hate the movie. They'll hate the character, they'll hate the movie. There's so many examples of this. When the woman is being chased by the monster, the first thing she does, and this is 50s horror movies, the woman will trip and fall in front of the monster. Well, goddamn it, if any of us were being chased by a monster, we'd make every effort not to trip and fall. We wouldn't do it. And then they lay there on the ground going, no! We wouldn't do it. And it frustrates the audience because, that's not realistic behavior. It's a counter motive. She's fighting to get away from the monster. She wouldn't lay on the ground going, no. And it's not something we would do or anybody would do. So another example would be, anybody see Gilligan's Island? Is that something that came to England? Yeah, Gilligan's Island. I always hated Gilligan's Island because their primary motive, is to get off the island. And in every episode, Gilligan would always do something to prevent them from getting off the island. And it angered me because, well, goddammit, why is he behaving that way? Your primary motive is to get off the goddamn island, and why is he behaving so stupidly? You wouldn't do that. That's against his primary motive, and so therefore you don't understand his behavior, and therefore hate him for it, and then ultimately don't want to watch the show anymore because it's so stupid. And so it's important that the character have a very, very strong motive. You understand that, and you adhere to it on every single scene. So, getting back to the fact that this take is making the cardinal error of changing expression during a move. The way to fix that is to make the move happen there we go. Now, what's happening here is he's making an attitude change without moving anything else. Nothing is moving except for the facial shift from happy to sad, and then the take. And that's where most guys forget in a take, is that you've got to show the attitude shift first, void of any other movement, and then the take, and then an action. Maybe running away or pulling out a gun or whatever the situation calls for. The face change is the biggest action in the screen. And so often I've seen scenes where they're doing the face change, but they're wiggling their hand over here or something like that. And it's distracting and pulling focus from the most important thing in the whole movie, which is the attitude change. Now, the problem with this is that we don't know why he's making an attitude change. So it's important that he see, hear, or think of something before there's an attitude change, and then the take, and then the action. So, what you need to add to this then, come on, there we go. What you need to add to this is, Okay, this is very, very simple. What we have here, life starts out with the character just in a happy pose because we know where we're going. We're going to a negative reaction. This whole thing could be reversed. You could start out unhappy, see something, hear something, think of something, and then go into a smiling take. But for the sake of this, he starts out positive. He sees something. Every time you do a transition, you go through blinks. Through a blink, up into a C, hold it for as long as you need to. Make sure you don't shortchange this C. Blink it into a negative response that moves slowly enough so that we can see it happen. And then you do your take. Now, what is weak on this animation is that the C, the point where he sees the bull elephant for the first time, is not accented strongly. And that's where you can do things like blink him, or move him forward, or wait a minute, I've got a whole bunch of examples here. You can make his eyes bug out. You can put glasses on, adjust the glasses. I think we did that with Believe, looking at the dinosaurs fading away into the fog. Pulling hair out of the eyes, pushing bushes back, or if it's hearing, that's a pretty stereotypical thing, and you really shouldn't do that, but you do in real life. You do, turn your ear to things and cock your head, and also, you can also put the eyes, again, there's a good case where the eyes could go into the center of the pupil, because it would, hang on a second, let's do it. Because when you are not using your eyes, come on, draw. There. See, when you're not using your eyes, when you're focusing on another sense, whether it's internally or hearing something, then the eyes could go into the center of the pupil, into the center of the ball, because you're not looking anymore. You're using other senses. You're either feeling or hearing or tasting or smelling or whatever. But or you could be thinking, and again, the eyes could be in the center. This scratching of the head thing is a very stereotypical thing, but if you'll notice, it really happens. Your scalp actually itches when you're having trouble thinking. You catch yourself sometime. It happens every time. I don't know. You break out in dandruff or something. I don't know. But anyways, the point is, you have to start them out with an opposite emotion. Then you blink. Then you go into the see, the hear, or the think. Then you blink. You go into, he forms an opinion about what he sees. Negative, positive, happy, sad, whatever. Then you do this squash anticipation, a stretch to give it weight, and then recoil for weight, and then into your attitude, your reaction, and then you can anticipate and do your action, running away, shooting the gun, whatever. Now.